Welcome to Douglas Everett Arena for semifinal NHIAA action here tonight. Concord, New Hampshire.
Good evening and welcome to Concords Everett Arena for tonight's 2026 NHIAA Division II Boys Ice Hockey Semifinal game. Tonight's game features the third seed Bobcats of Oyster River High School and the second seed Saints of St. Thomas Aquinas High School. And now let's meet tonight's starting lineups. For Oyster River on defense, number 16, Grady Galt. Also on defense, number 15, Dominic DeRosa. At left wing, number 10, Amos Wyman. At right wing, number 20, Nolan Walsh. At center, the captain, number 12, Paul Beck. And head goal for Oyster River this evening, number 31, Jackson Pearson. And now let's meet the starting lineup for St. Thomas Aquinas. Starting on defense, number 4, the alternate captain, Thomas Edgerly. Also on defense, number 7, Eli Evans. At right wing, number 9, Nick Zinsner. At left wing, the captain, number 8, A.J. Kowalski. At center, the alternate captain, number 21, Aiden Tibbetts. And in goal for St. Thomas, number 1, Zach Hatta. The coaches are Patrick Comer and Chris Comer. Tonight's officials are Kobe Jacobius, Bill Dexter, and Keith Ross. Ladies and gentlemen, would you now please rise and remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem.
Well, let's try that again. Welcome to Douglas Everett Arena here in Concord, New Hampshire for NHIAA Division II Hockey Semifinals between the Oyster River Bobcats and the St. Thomas Saints. The Bobcats come in tonight's game as the number 3 seed in the tournament. Saints come in as the number 2 seed. Spalding beat Somersworth Co-Brown right before this game, so they'll advance to the championship game this Saturday at SNHU, Manchester. It was a close game, ended a 4-1 game for Spalding. Spalding anxiously awaiting who they'll face. 15 minutes on the board. Bobcats starting Walsh, Levesque, and Winans on offense, and DeRosa and Galt on defense. We have the Bobcat fan section just down the row from us. Getting ready for the puck drop. Here we go. Bobcats win the faceoff, send it up to Winans, who will chip it into the zone. Shot to the far side of the net. Towel makes the save. Face up one by the Bobcats. Walsh will get a shot off. We're going to the corner. Winans on it. Runs it around to the near side. DeRosa gets there, but unable to get much on it. Puck gets put back into the zone. Rimmed around by St. Thomas. Out to the point. Ball gets there. Shot. Walsh will send it back behind the net. Winans right there. And the puck will come the other way. St. Thomas quick through the neutral zone. Ball able to chip it back into the neutral zone. St. Thomas controlling the puck there, will dump it in. Off the back of the net, Galt will pick it up. Back to Galt on the far side. He'll send it out off Levesque's skate. Back up the wall. Let's twist with it. He'll enter the zone. He's got Bellabone on the far side. Takes it back behind the net. Cycling around. Tries to get a shot off, but loses the puck. Into the zone. St. Thomas has come to his feet. Great job by Nash to take it off St. Thomas' stick right in the slot. Shot from the point. Gets tipped wide. Very close. St. Thomas to get the puck back behind the net. Picked up by March. March will send it up the board to Belbona. Belbona will chip it into the zone. Ertzmeyer back behind the net. Pass up the middle doesn't connect with Swiss. Nash will hit March. March will flip that puck in for a shot on net. Powell makes the save. Comes Spalding into the zone, sends it wide around the runs it around. Levesque with the puck, chips it up, gives it to, and that'll be out of play as it hit the net right in front of us. Face off one to the wall. Levesque will dump it in. Wheeler gives chase back behind the net. Goes over to the far side to Winans. Puck in the neutral zone. Dumped in by St. Thomas. Ringed all the way around to the far side. It's a foot race to it. St. Thomas gets to it first. Gets a shot deflected high. Here on the meter board, out to the point, back down the wall. 22 with it for St. Thomas, will chip it in. The Bobcats, DeRosa with it. It's Winans on the far side, but the puck's taken off his stick. Levesque will pick it up. Cuts back to the far wall. Cuts back again here on the near side. Pass to Wheeler. Wheeler will center. Swiss gets there, dumps it in behind the net. Kyle keeps it behind the net for St. Thomas to get to it. They bring it back around to the far side. Dirksmeyer gives chase. Good cut back by St. Thomas. Comes around the near side out to the point. March with it. March with a shot. Gets deflected off the stick high. Awkward tripping. Good save by Tatao. An awkward trip there by number 7, Swiss, right into the wall. Face off won by the Bobcats and set in, and Tatao gloves that puck down. Up to the near side. Olivona will send it back behind the net. St. Thomas will chip it out of the zone. Nash able to get there, but St. Thomas right through it. Hard check. And chipped into the neutral zone. The two will cut back with it from St. Thomas, absorbs the stick check, dumps it in. March back behind the net with it. Send it out. Goes off Dirksmeyer's stick, bounces over to Wheeler on the far side. Pass to Wheeler, tipped, no icing. Wheeler back behind the net. He wins the foot race to it. But puck gets knocked off his stick. Gathered up by St. Thomas. Wheeler on the near side. DeRosa hard down the wall. St. Thomas will clear the zone, tip it in, and go for the change. And Bobcats with the puck. Overskated it. Picked up by Galt. Chipped into the neutral zone. That'll go all the way down. Clear the zone, but is put on net by Levesque. Puck's cleared out. Oh, chips it back into the neutral zone, but St. Thomas right into the zone. Shot over the net. Rosa with the puck. And intercepted in the neutral zone, transitioning on to the attack. St. Thomas shot, good save. Puck chipped up behind the net. Now come out to the point, bump down the wall. Number 8 with it behind the net, shot. And that's going to go into the netting. Bobcats will chip that into the neutral zone. It gets passed into the offensive zone. Elabona gets down to it. Sorry for the lighting there. Netting kind of messes that up. It's pinned along into the corner. Puck up along the wall. St. Thomas with it back behind Bellabona. And Swiss battling to the puck. St. Thomas still with it. Send it up the wall. St. Thomas will clear the zone, chip it out to the far wall. Bobcats pick it up, send it back behind their net. March up to Bellabona. Bellabona through the zone. And hip check off the puck. Covered up by Tatao. Goal extracurriculars. Don't see any arms in the air. We'll get a face-off in St. Thomas's zone. Levesque on the face-off. Puck gets one back. St. Thomas will run it all the way around. Picked up and tapped and picked off by Walsh. Walsh is knocked off the puck. Pass here on the near side, intercepted by DeRosa. DeRosa trying to get it across. It'll go off the wall. It's a foot race to it. Winans right there. St. Thomas able to get it into the zone, but the Bobcats with possession. DeRosa will send it around to Galt. Galt steps back, gets it up the wall. Centering pass here coming down the side is Levesque. Levesque will skate through the check with a pass up the middle. St. Thomas intercepts and they go on the attack. Bounce off the wall, enters the zone and able to get it down below the goal line. Backhand to flip it out front, but that's intercepted. St. Thomas gets a shot saved by Pearson. Puck into the corner, up the wall. St. Thomas will pull it off the wall, trying to curve around front. Hard shot, great save by Pearson. Face off won by St. Thomas, shot deflected, great save by Pearson. Turned around to the near side, and that's going to get chipped out into the neutral zone. Wheeler gets ahead of it, gets it back to Swiss. Shot goes out to the wall. Good check by Wheeler. Wheeler will get it temporarily back into the zone. St. Thomas with it though. They'll turn around, take it into the zone. Shot deflected wide. Intercepted here on the near boards. St. Thomas back around the net toe. That's March with it. March will chip it out and send it all the way down, but that's going to curl just past the towel for the icing. Bobcats chip it into the zone. Bounce it off the wall. Picked up by Winans. He cuts back. Out to DeRosa. DeRosa across to Galt, and that's going to come out of the zone. Galt will thump it back in as the Bobcats touch up. STA with the puck will run it around to the far side. Pass over here into the near side on in the neutral zone. STA gains the offensive zone with the puck on the far wall. And Bobcats come out, clear the zone. Winans with it. Gets a shot. Great glove save by Tao. Face-off won by St. Thomas. They got into the zone. Clean shot. Saved by Pearson. Up battling in the corner. Bobcats come away with it. STA pins it along the board. Back behind the net to the near side to Bellabona. Bellabona comes off the wall with it. Back behind the net. Bobcats chip it into the neutral zone. Wheeler with it. Takes a hard hit. Keeps going. St. Thomas clears the zone. And there's going to be a penalty on the Bobcats. That'll be called on Swiss. The 2-minute minor. Face off won by St. Thomas. Shot, that's going to be the goal. That'll clear the penalty. St. Thomas on the board first. 1-0 here in the first period. St. Thomas with the face-off win will get dumped in, and that'll be an icing. Netting gained mid-ice yet. Scored by number 3 for St. Thomas. Assisted by 7. Face off. One out to the wall by St. Thomas, but the Bobcats have it. Puck fed right into the slot. High off the glass. Stays active. Winans over to the far wall. St. Thomas will get there first. Going around with the puck. Tipped in. Winans on the far wall, but St. Thomas will get it. Maintaining possession of the neutral zone. Will enter the zone on the near side. Puck off the wall. Centering pass. It's intercepted by Winans. Gets it out to the wall. Bobcats still need to clear their zone. Ball with it. Hits it on Winans' stick. They'll clear the zone and shot. Saved by Patel. Puck into the corner. Got by March. Unless they will come out of the zone with it. In the skates. Will come into the zone. Player down. There's March. He gets right back up. Gertzmeyer with it behind the net. Bounce it up the wall to Swiss. Swiss gets it across the Bellabona. Into the zone. And gets pushed down. No penalty. Tough no call right there. There's no play on the puck. And STA will clear the zone. Nash with it. Hard check by Bellabona. STA able to clear the zone. And there's a whistle as the puck goes into the STA's bench. 2:13 on the clock. Bobcats trailing by 1. And the physicality amped up very quickly. Face off won again by STA. Battling in the corner. Levesque at it. STA gets it around the board. DeRosa down, and that's going off the netting. So we'll get a whistle. Goes wide. Ball will chip it in. Gets blocked, and Winans will send it all the way around. Bush keeps that puck in. STA will clear it out, but not cleanly. Back up the wall. Off the official skate. And that'll get into the zone. Galt with it. Back behind the net. He's got speed. Great cut. Creates the space. Gets it over to DeRosa behind the net. Sends it on the far side to Winans over to Levesque. Levesque chips it into the zone. STA bounces it up the wall. DeRosa follows. Steps in. Shot. Goes off the side of the net. STA with the puck. We got a minute left in the period. DeRosa with it in the dot. Centers it to, and a great save by Patau. Alabona had a great shot down the slot. Al gloves it. Face off one to the wall by the Bobcats. Wheeler centers it right out front. Left right on the edge of the crease. Tao able to cover that up. Whistle there as the players were in constant motion. They dropped the puck quickly. STA with it on the far wall. We'll step across mid-ice into the zone. Get that puck below the goal line, but the Bobcats will pick it up. That's Swiss. 34 seconds. Comes through the neutral zone. Player down for STA. Swiss gets into the corner, sends it up the wall, but intercepted by STA. Feathered out. Into the zone. Shot. Glove saved wide of the net by Pearson. Face-off won by the Bobcats. Flipped up to the neutral zone, but kept in by STA. Back behind the net. Galt with it. Sends it up the wall. This is Bellabona. Up along the wall. Now will be the end of the first period. St. Thomas 1, Bobcats 0. That just clock right. See you on the other side of intermission. Welcome back. Second period. Get ready for the puck drop. Bobcats trailing by 1. But the shots are right there. It's a great game. Very competitive. Back and forth. Puck is up and down the ice. Team with the legs. Gonna survive this one, I think. All right. We're reset. Ready for the puck drop. Watt is in the Bobcat end, but they'll clear the zone. And there it is. But picked back up and dumped in. That save out to the wall is wide of the net. Winans quick transition. Bobcats into the zone. Feeding back. Shot. Over the net. Back to Galt. Galt with a good shot. Just wide of the pipe. Oyster coming down, but STA will clear the zone. Bobcats will gather it up, though. Galt with it. Reverses. Leaves it up front. Whew. There's a little tip there. Winans with it back behind the net. He'll bounce it off the wall to Grossa. Backhand it. But turns it over to St. Thomas, and the Bobcats will send it all the way down, no icing. Bumped around the far side, but Bellabona saw it and ultimately comes out. Bobcats dump it back in, and the puck clears the zone by St. Thomas, but under pressure by Swiss into the zone. Oyster with it, cuts back, hard to the near wall. Swiss with it, feathers it out front, but STA picks up that puck. Centered it, good save, or I'll say push off. It was right in the crease. Here come the Bobcats through the neutral zone. Gertzmeyer with it, chips it off the wall. Sends it behind the net. STA will rim it back around to the near side. Center, but doesn't clear the zone. Swiss able to pick it up. And STA will send it down for an icing. Puck tied up. Well, that comes away with it, gets a shot off, and foul with a glove save. Face off, one out to the wall, and it'll clear the zone. No icing. Nash back for it. Comes around the net. Bobcats end up just sending it down, turning it over to St. Thomas. Cats coming in layers, get behind it, keep it in. That'll get cleared out by a Bobcat. No icing. Nash again with it, behind the net. Unable to get the pass he was looking for. Shot saved by Pearson. Shot deflected off Nash's skates. Puck is loose. Bobcats with it. Battle in front of STA's bench. STA will come out of the pile with it briefly, march with it, sends it back behind the net. Linen's looking to feather it to. Bobcats pick it up into the zone. Curling back. Levesque takes a shot, blocked. Back behind the net. St. Thomas will pick it up off the wall. To the neutral zone. Absorb the hit. And then Bobcats going on the breakaway. W. Dirtsmeyer shot, Patel makes the save. And St. Thomas coming right back at you. Feeds it right across the middle. Goes into the corner. Puck will go all the way down. Patel comes out to play it. But they're going to say he was... So Patel came out to play it. And they blew the whistle. I don't know if they feel like that was a mistake or not. We're going to talk about it. And because Patel played it maybe behind the line, they made a mistake with the icing. I don't know why it's mid-ice, I'm guessing here. But we're going to play. SDA with it. Off the glass, behind the net. DeRosa to the far side. Overskates the puck, I believe, or got just hung up on the boards there. St. Thomas with it behind the net. Right out front. And SDA able to keep it in the zone, but Bobcats with possession. That comes out to Swiss. Swiss will enter the zone, get a shot wide of the net. Over into the corner. Bobcats with it. Look at the center, and shot goes wide of the net, goes behind it. Bellabona with it. And SDA gets it out to the corner. Hard off the glass, that'll clear the zone. Someone high with it. They keep it behind, and the Bobcats will transition. Not as quick as they would like. They had an opportunity there. Centering though, Bellabona out front. The puck goes behind the net, and there is a whistle for a hook. Only assume that's going to be on St. Thomas. I'll be on 21 for STA. Bobcats to go on a power play. Face off one by the Bobcats. Comes out to Galt. Out looking around, sends it down the wall to Bellabona. Bellabona with a shot. Good save by Patel. Comes out to the point. That's Galt. Galt with a shot. Patel makes the save, sliding sideways. STA able to clear the zone. Bobcats step in, come around to the near side to Swiss. Swiss walks into the circle and off the skate, back into the neutral zone. Bobcats will have to regroup. Pressure from number 8 is keeping the Bobcats down on their side as they looking to set up a power play. Swiss gets just bumped a little bit, but he'll enter the zone cleanly, sends it across. And it's going to be a goal for the Bobcats. That'll be on Bellabona. Power play goal. We'll go back to even strength. We're tied 1-1. 8:35 on the clock. See the call here. There's going to be an elbow call for the Bobcats. I believe that might have been Bellabona. We'll see. One too many players out there for the Bobcats. Face off one by STA. We'll keep it in. Out to the wall. Shot. Great save by Pearson into the netting. That's number 10 with the penalty. That's Winans. Then 2 minutes for elbowing. Bobcats will win that face-off. Tip it all the way down. St. Thomas will play it back around the net. They'll regroup as pressure from Bellabona slowed the progress. From St. Thomas on the near side, puck into the zone with speed, back behind the net. Comes across. A little too long to get that shot off, and it ends up going off Bobcat shin pads, deflecting to another player that sends it out of the zone. Swiss. Bobcats will clear that all the way down. Back behind the net with it. St. Thomas will set up again. They've got about 45 seconds here to make something happen. And the power play and intercepted by Levesque. Levesque will step in, shot, and great save by Tao. Puck out to the wall. St. Thomas will send it back behind their net. About 30 seconds on the power play for St. Thomas. They haven't had a lot of success yet. And they send it in right, turn it right over to the Bobcats. March sends it down, and 15 seconds left on the power play. STA will have one last rush here. Puck was tipped. Here comes the SDA, 4 seconds. Take it back behind the net. March applies pressure, puck goes wide. Sends it back to the corner, or even strength. And the Bobcats will pick up the puck, bounce it off the far wall. SDA quick down the wall, keeps it in. Back behind the net. Shot right through the crease. We got a stick on it. And Thomas keeps it in for the moment, still in. And Bobcats will clear that out. St. Thomas will send it right back in. Go for the change. Bobcats gather that up, send it up the wall to Winans. Winans into the neutral zone to Dirksmeyer. Dirksmeyer will dump it in. Rims it around. St. Thomas was the only one there. Bellabona will get there. And St. Thomas chips it into the neutral zone. But the Bobcats were able to get that in. Get it back into the zone. St. Thomas still picks it up, sends it on the near side. It's going to go all the way down for an icing. Still tied 1-1. And that'll be offside for the Bobcats. And Thomas had the puck off the face-off. Bellabona able to get it. But teams are trading the puck back and forth. Intercepted by Wheeler. Wheeler pull it off the wall. Shot. Goes wide of the net. Wheeler gets his own rebound. He's on it. Behind the net. Still with it. St. Thomas can finally knock it off his stick. Great job by Wheeler. All the way around, Galt will backhand it to Bellabona. He'll pull it back into the zone, reset. And St. Thomas able to backhand that puck. Bellabona's stick into the corner, and Nash absorbs the check. Runs it around to the near side to Wheeler. And Thomas able to keep it in play, but pass intercepted by St. Thomas. Puck is loose. And there's going to be, I don't know, any number of whistles. I don't know what they're calling here. I believe indications seem to appear it might be on the Bobcats. It is for a hooking, and that's going to be, not sure who's in the box. We'll see when it goes up on the board. St. Thomas will pretty much end this period on the power play at this point. It's number 21 on Wheeler for the hook. Did not see it.
Oyster River penalty to number 21, Cam Wheeler. 2 minutes for hooking. Wheeler for hooking. That's 12 minutes, 46 seconds.
Out to the wall. It's rimmed around. St. Thomas unable to keep it in, but they do keep possession. And they just give it up. Lebeck with it, back behind the net. Feeds it out front. STA's there for it. No transition on offense. Not as much pace as I think they'd like, although 5 picking it up there right behind the net. Still with possession. Gonna center and clear the zone. Couldn't receive the pass. That goes all the way down. St. Thomas will come out from behind the net with the puck. They'll have to reset again here. And they'll send it all the way down for an icing. And Thomas will get the puck out of the zone. With that possession, step down. Shot gets deflected. Backhand. Great save by Pearson. Kept in by St. Thomas. Toe drag. Backhand. All blocked. In come the Bobcats. Yeah. St. Thomas transitions right back onto offense. Down the wall. Centering pass intercepted by DeRosa. So he'll send that all the way down. St. Thomas with a shot goes wide of the net. Cleared all the way down by the Bobcats. STA coming through the zone with speed. Missed check, shot. Good save by Pearson. Two seconds on the clock here in the second. Or even strength. Tied 1-1. Wildcats have sent it into the corner, their own corner. Bounce back down the wall, trying to center it. And that'll be the end of the second period. There's some shenanigans here. But it'll end 1-1. We'll see you on the other side of the second intermission. All right. Getting ready for the third period. Tied 1-1. NHIAA semifinals here in Concord. Douglas Everett Arena between the Oyster Bobcats, St. Thomas Saints. Shots are close. High school hockey in New Hampshire. Gonna ask for anything more than this. Face off one back. St. Thomas with the puck. Tip it into the zone, gives it to the Bobcats. Rosa will bounce it off the wall. Zertzmeyer with it in the neutral zone, tough to handle. But it's in the zone, back behind the net. Thomas wheeling, dealing back there. They'll come out with it. Off the wall, intercepted by DeRosa. DeRosa will step it into the zone, kicks it wide. Pelabona gets a shot. Great save by Patel. Oh, they're going to say that hit the net. He comes back into St. Thomas's zone. Quebec will take the drop. Wins it back to Walsh. Walsh with a shot. Great save by Patel. Started through the screen. And Thomas keeping the puck in the zone. Sending it wide here. Dead down the wall. Back below the goal line. Pinched on the boards. Bobcats come away with it. That's Quebec. Into the neutral zone. Now Walsh has got Winans. Shot save. Oh, and that's going to be a goal. Patel created the first save. And it looked like maybe Winans was able to tip it in with his stick while it was in the air. Bobcats 2-1. Bobcats get that puck back into the zone, but STA will regroup with it. We'll take a pause here along the wall. STA definitely looking like they're out of rhythm. Pass is not quite connecting. March with it. Sometimes it's just puck luck. It's going to come all the way down for icing. Oh, Winans from Levesque. Bobcats strike first here in the third. Get a lead on the board. And Thomas with the puck off the wall. Picked up after the check by the Bobcats. It's going to come into the zone. Swiss with it out front and covered up by Patel. Trying to go out to the wall. Can't get her on the far side. St. Thomas will exit the zone. Not falling. Great save by Patel. They'll kick out Levesque off the center. Lions will come in. Face off one by the Bobcats, saved by Patel. Firing catch for the Bobcats, and that's deflected out. DeRosa kind of cuts in front of Galt there. Either way, the Bobcats keep it in. St. Thomas needs to clear this puck. It's got to come across the slot over to the near side. Here comes St. Thomas. They get some speed. They will get it into the defense, into the Bobcat end. There's a shot off the side of the net. And Bobcats come the other way. Lions pulls wide, gets a shot wide off the glass. Dirksmeyer rims it around the backside of the net. St. Thomas on the boards with it. Can't clear it out. Bobcats keep it in. Turn it over to St. Thomas. St. Thomas was in the neutral zone. Here comes Swiss. And great save by Patel. Face off one by the Bobcats. Shot by March. And Patel skates over to cover that puck up. We'll redo the face off. And Thomas won that face off to the corner, bounce it off the glass to the far wall. Shot and saved by Patel. And St. Thomas will clear the zone. Bobcats back for it. That's Swiss with it. Swiss with a head of steam through the neutral zone. He's got Albona and Dirksmeyer coming to the net. Puck out front. Great saves by Patel. I don't know how. Covered a lot of net there. Back behind the net. St. Thomas with it along the wall. Hart's going to come down the boards. It's going to get chipped past him. Puck is in the slot. Bobcats bouncing out to the point. Thomas able to get it deep. And that puck bounces in. Both teams on change. And that'll be an icing for the Bobcats. Time above 10 minutes here. Bobcats with the lead, 2-1. St. Thomas shot. Doesn't make its way through. Coming down as a foot race for it. St. Thomas will get there. Will escape the puck. Still in the corner. Out to the point. Gall keeps it in. Great shot. Great save. Another shot. And that's in the netting. Face off one by St. Thomas. They'll clear the zone. Ball back for it. Great job. Stays on his feet. Gets the puck out to the point. And Thomas able to keep it in under pressure. Bobcats with the puck. Let's look back. That shot out front. Bobcats are lucky with that one. And Thomas down the wall. Up in the corner. DeRosa comes away with it. Back behind the net. Up back to the near side. He's under pressure. Support by Galt. That'll come out to Levesque. Levesque flips it up. And that'll be offsides by the Bobcats. Bobcats get it into the zone. St. Thomas picks up the puck. They'll have to regroup with it. Into the neutral zone. They'll cleanly enter the zone shot. And great save by Pearson. Puck is still loose. It's behind the net. Bobcats centered, intercepted, and kept in the zone. Shot saved by Pearson. 2 saves. Out to the point for St. Thomas, back down the wall. Shot. I don't know if it was a save. I'm going to mark it as one. Off the glass. St. Thomas still keeping it in. Still with it. Shot saved by Pearson. St. Thomas stands it up. Gets it into the zone, but offsides. So Bobcats able to regroup with it. That's Dirksmeyer coming through the zone. Gives it to Bellabone, and the Bobcats desperately needed a change. They'll get it. Pass across the middle was dangerous. Intercepted by Levesque. St. Thomas able to get it back, but then given right back. Here comes DeRosa wheeling down the middle. Out to the corner. DeRosa with the puck. He gets a shot. It's blocked. St. Thomas able to clear the zone. Backward is Wheeler. Gonna come around the back of the net, cuts back, and then fires it. St. Thomas centering it, keeps it in the zone. A lot of traffic. Galt for it, back into the wall. St. Thomas will send it up to the point. Shot, deflected, but it goes the wrong way. St. Thomas will keep it in down below the goal line and give it up to Galt. Great job with Winans. Winans is extended by Patel with a toe. Puck Ballon down in the corner. Epic battle here in the third period. Yeah, that's going to be offsides. .5:49 here in the third period. Bobcats with a fragile 1-goal lead. St. Thomas very much on the attack here in the third. And Thomas with that puck, finding a little rhythm and momentum, I'd say. Nash into the corner, sends it over to the near side. St. Thomas with it. A lot of traffic. And Bobcats will clear the zone. March able to clear that. With Swiss. Swiss gets his pocket picked. Here comes St. Thomas the other direction. Quick into the zone. Hard hit check. Bobcats come around the near side. Centering pass. will get tipped, so no icing. Back up the wall, and St. Thomas will clear the zone up to Nash. And here comes St. Thomas the other way. Shot blocked. Up the wall. No icing. Bobcats on the change. St. Thomas with some speed. Pass up the wall. And they're going to call that offsides. Bobcats will get that puck into the corner. Walsh giving chase. Awkward fall there. Nothing nefarious. And Thomas will clear the zone. And intercepted. Both these teams are trading that puck back and forth. St. Thomas here. Wise move. Dump it in though anyway. Up behind the net, DeRosa with it. Let's back, bounce it off the wall. St. Thomas is there for it. Giving away back to the Bobcats. Winans through the neutral zone, steps into the offensive zone. Chips past. Oh, Winans got away with one on that one. Gonna come all the way through. And past the Levesque, stretching it out. Great defense by STA. Come up the wall, centering to the far side. Our pressure here over the wall. Swiss gets it. Puts the check on, and there's a no icing. It's going into the corner. Nash with it. Short check by St. Thomas. Bellabona coming out of the zone. St. Thomas hands him up. St. Thomas into the zone, shot wide of the net. March will pick it up behind the Bobcat net. And that's coming out. Here comes Kurtzmeyer with it. That's a goal. Bobcats will go up 3-1. St. Thomas into the zone. It's a lot of shenanigans going on over there. Levesque with it. Great save by Tau. St. Thomas sends it around to the far side. They'll clear the zone. Intercepted by Winans. Pass doesn't connect. No icing. Pass to the near side to DeRosa. Pressure by St. Thomas. There comes DeRosa with it. Feeds it over to Galt. All up to Walsh. And loses it in the neutral zone. Here comes SDA. Pass. Shot right in the middle. It's going to be a goal for SDA. Bobcats still with a 1-goal lead with a hair under 2 minutes on the clock in the third period. Bobcats win that back. Nash sends it in for an icing.
The Oyster River goal was scored by number 2, Joe Gertzmeyer. Assisted by number 5, Nico Talabona. Gertzmeyer from Talabona for 11 minutes, 54 seconds.
St. Thomas with the puck back behind the net. They feed it out front. It's deflected back. There's a shot. And a save by Pearson. Woo! Oh. Dangerous dribbler, but Pearson able to squeeze it, keep it out. Shot break glove save by Pearson. Face off one forward, and that's going to go off the netting by St. Thomas. One by St. Thomas. That puck is loose and out to the wall. Unbelievable. Pearson without a stick, he's able to get a stick back. That's going to come up to Levesque here. Levesque's going to chip it all the way across the ice. St. Thomas will pick it up. St. Thomas into the zone cleanly. Puck is loose. Bobcats with it. Empty net. St. Thomas keeps it in. And into the Bobcat bench. 57 seconds left on the clock. St. Thomas with an empty net. And a defensive zone face-off for the Bobcats. Student section roaring, and we're going to get a timeout. I can only assume by St. Thomas. Both teams playing a great game tonight. Coming back out. Back to the face-off. Ball with it. Back behind the net. STA will get it up to the point here. Back down the wall. And the Bobcats on a blocked pass are able to get it out of the zone. STA will regroup here. Not a lot of space. They're working with it though. And they'll give it up. Here come the Bobcats. STA quick to get it. They needed to be. Right back on the attack. St. Thomas will get the puck deep. Along the wall. Shot. And it goes wide. It's going to clear the zone. STA. Oh, knocked off the stick. That's going all the way down, and that'll be no icing called. Ridden around the near side. And it is the end of the game. Bobcats going to the championship in Manchester this Saturday. Great game by both teams. Great season for both teams. Came down to inches.
Oyster River will move on to face Spalding High School in the Division
So again, congratulations to both teams for a great season. The Bobcats and the Oyster River Portsmouth Clippercats are again going to both be in the state championship this Saturday. Get your tickets and show up for the show. Congratulations to both teams. We'll see you on Saturday.